I want to be upfront about something before I start. This is my opinion. The facts I'm about to share are real and verified. But the conclusion I'm drawing, that's mine. You decide what to do with it. In April 2026, Anthropic announced their most powerful AI model ever. They called it Claude Mythos. Then they said you can't have it. During internal testing, the model autonomously found thousands of security vulnerabilities across every major operating system and browser. 181 working exploits for Firefox on its own, without anyone telling it what to look for. The previous Claude model found zero. On top of that, in 29% of safety evaluations, the model appeared aware it was being tested, without saying so. So Anthropic restricted access to 11 companies only. Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, JP Morgan. Everyone else gets nothing. 1 week later, OpenAI did the same thing with their own cybersecurity model. Then OpenAI bought TBPN, a daily Silicon Valley media show. Deal reportedly in the hundreds of millions, a company that builds AI, buying the journalists who cover AI, right before their IPO. Let me give you the financial picture, because this is where it gets interesting. OpenAI's annualized revenue hit $25 billion in February 2026. They just closed a $122 billion funding round at an $852 billion valuation. IPO is planned for Q4 2026, potentially $1 trillion valuation at listing, which would make it the biggest tech IPO in history. Anthropic isn't far behind, $19 billion in revenue, also preparing for a late 2026 listing. But here's what the headlines don't lead with. OpenAI is projecting $14 billion in losses in 2026 alone. They don't expect to be profitable until 2030. And they've signed roughly $1 trillion in infrastructure commitments, compute, data centers, cloud contracts, against $25 billion in current revenue. That's a 40-to-1 ratio. This week, the Wall Street Journal reported that OpenAI's own CFO told the board the company is not ready to go public. She wants 2027. Altman wants Q4 2026. Internal revenue targets have been missed. User growth has stalled. So the pressure to tell a great story right now is real. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. On April 20th, the same month Anthropic announced Mythos, a peer-reviewed paper was published in PNAS. That's the flagship journal of the U.S. National Academy of Sciences. Not a blog, not Twitter. The most cited scientific journal in the world. 3 researchers from Hungary and Belgium warned that AI systems may soon undergo genuine Darwinian evolution, meaning they learn, replicate, and adapt without human direction. They called it evolvable AI, Life 2.0. Their conclusion was direct. Evolving AI systems will be particularly hard to control. The potential for an evolvable AI to escape human oversight always remains. One author wrote, "If we fail to act, we may witness a new major transition in evolution in which AI will replace or at least dominate humans." Now, I'm not saying that's happening tomorrow. These are scientists being careful and precise. But think about the contrast. Anthropic tells the world, our AI is so powerful we locked it away. We are in control. Trust us. Scientists publishing in the most serious journal on the planet say, nobody has full control, and that gap is going to grow. I'm not saying Mythos isn't genuinely impressive. The technical details are real. The safety concerns are real. These companies employ serious people doing serious work. But I've been investing since 2019. And one thing I've learned about markets, the story always comes before the offering. Amazon had the everything store story. Tesla had the future of transport story. Now OpenAI and Anthropic have the most powerful AI in the world that you can't have yet, story. A model too dangerous to release is not a product. It's a signal to investors. It says, we are ahead. We have something nobody else has. Get in before it comes out. Then you buy a media company. Now you shape part of the conversation going into your roadshow. And the scientific paper, the one warning that AI evolution may be impossible to fully control, that gets 3 paragraphs in tech media while the Mythos announcement gets front pages. Here's the only question that matters if you're thinking about investing in either of these companies when they go public. Is too powerful to release a genuine safety decision, or the most expensive marketing campaign in history? Maybe both. In markets, both can be true at the same time. I don't have the answer, but I think it's worth asking before you wire your money. I'm Powell. I'm a professional basketball player from a small city on the Baltic Sea. I've been investing since 2019, and I built this channel to think out loud about money from a perspective the financial media doesn't usually cover. If that's interesting to you, subscribe.